Good morning to our lecturer, Dr. Noor and all my friends. I'm Parh, and I'm from Group 2 for Section 6 of BIW10203 Web Application. Me, together with my friends, Yeong, Mang, and Hong, will be presenting our end of semester group project as Group Umbrella Corps in showing you our very first online food ordering and delivery platform system named Deus X Machina food ordering and delivery system. So without further ado, let's get started. First, an introduction intro from me. So we, the Umbrella Corps, we are very new. We are very new tech company which specialize in web application and online software. Our headquarters is in Malaysia, and the company is now pure Malaysian origin. For now, we are only active in Malaysia region, and as we are specialized in software, we develop and sell software and web application to customers and provide them with different kinds of service that is related to our very own product. For now, as a very new found company, our only product for now is Deus Ex Machina food ordering and delivery system. We Umbrella Corps have the motive to provide and design our very own web application in order to help provide convenience and help for human beings. So the main tools we use to develop our system includes Adobe XD from Adobe for UI and UX design and prototype showcase, WordPress as our content management system, and XAMPP developed by Apache as our web server app. We use Adobe XD because it contains a lot of plugins for more functions, and the freedom of it is in designing our prototype is very high. We can change almost everything, and even develop animations for our prototype. Then we use WordPress to really design as our content management system to develop the real system. We use it because it's free and open source. Though the free version has limitations, but it doesn't limit much. It doesn't affect our works much, and it also contains a lot of function, just like Adobe XD, which includes plugins and templates. Lastly, we use XAMPP as our web server because it's among the most popular one to be used, and it helps us to set up web servers for this for our food ordering and delivery system, and to be used together with PHP and others. For that, our team consists of 3 members. Me, Parh, the leader, whose role is to separate works amongst the teams, provide strategy in finishing our project, and supervise all of our team members. Then we have Hong, who is the main designer of our system, and he is the one who decides all the main designs and codings used for our system. And Yong, who is the research and development manager of our team, who research data and information when doing our project and designs the main path and route we should want for our development in this very system. Now, we will move on to the flowcharts. Flowcharts are a series of charts that, in this case, will show us how each modules and how each users connects and interacts with our system, and how each module does their works. So I will change my view. Okay, as you can see here now. So this is the first part, the customer's roles. So everything here has a start point. Though the customer roles is definitely not the main module for it, but here it shows our customers can use what type of function. Here we have user account and profile management modules, announcement and advertisement modules, products and categorization module, item card module, search function module, order history, payment module, reviewing module, and delivery and shipping module. Now let's get to the details. This is the user account and profile management module. So how it works? First, we will first check the user whether it's a customer or not. If it's a customer, do the customer have an account? If yes, then it will show a login page. If no, it will show a registration page. For this both page, both also need to first fill in their emails and passwords as login details. Now we'll validate the details and to see the details are correct and valid or not. If they are not valid, error message will be shown and they will be returned back to the login or registration page, and they need to fill it until it's okay. Once it's done, it will show the profile edit options for customers, which the customer will then fill in all types of details such as name, age, gender, mobile phone number, profile pictures, address, and so on. Then they will proceed to save the details, the edited details, and now they will be landed in the main page. If the customer chose to only browse our main page as a guest, they can too to continue as a guest from the part. Now we'll move on to the next part. This is the announcement and advertisement modules. The starting point, we will first have our customer. They will see different types of promotion tags, announcements, and ads in the main pages. If they are curious with it, they can click on the ads, promotion, announcement, and it will link them to the detail page for those things. Do they want to accept it? If they want to accept it, if they don't, they can they just don't click. They can just click back, and they will be brought to the others promotion and ads or announcements. If in this process, do they found anything? If no, they will go back to the start and restart the whole process. Or if they choose not to continue, then this process will end. If they found anything and they want to buy it, they can accept it. Just like the first, if they have accepted the first promotion ads or things they want to see, they can accept it and add them to the carts and end this process. To restart the process, they will go back and see the promotion and all the things once again. Now to the product and categorization module. This is the page which contain the two main things. Our main pages, which normally shows features items that they normally bought, and they will show similar shops that selling the same items and such. Do they found anything? If yes, they can use the add item to cart button and choose whether to continue to find more things or end this process and go to the item cart module. Or if they didn't browse anything on the main page, they can go to our categories, which they can search items by categories and sees all the foods that's in the same categories. If they found anything, they will follow the same process just as when they are browsing the main page to add the items into your cart and to choose whether to continue or not. If no, they will go to the item cart module. If yes, they can restart this progress and find more items. If in the end they don't find anything through this two process, they will go to the end. They will go to another part, which is the search module. Now this is our search function module. They can access this search function by using the search bar, and they type in the keywords. Then once they search the typing in the keywords and pressing enter, the system will search for the item using those keywords. Did they find anything? If yes, then they can view the item's details and see whether it's what they want to, and then accept it. Then it will add it to their item cart. If no, they can access again the search bar and try to search another thing. If what they are finding is not found, but they want to redo a searching, they can use the access the search bar function again to search for another thing. If really they search after searching for the item with using different keywords and such, and still can't find the item, they will end, and they can start researching for a new item or return back to previous modules. Now this is the item cart module. In this part, there's two things our customer can edit. One is quantity. They can edit the quantity for fish products they want, and see how much they want to buy. After this, if they have something in the cart they don't want, they can remove that item. They first select the item, then they will click the trash bin icon to remove the items. If there's anything else, they can access the item cart, or then redo everything again. Or if they choose to end it, then they can end it and go to the payment module. This is the payment module. So they start by choosing a delivery options and themes of their choice. Then they can select different methods of payment. The page will will automatically link them to different types of page to proceed with the payment method. And lastly, it will show invoice and receipt of this time's order. Then they can proceed to the delivery and shipping module. This is the delivery and shipping module, which they will first do to check and fill in their address, delivery address and other details, and choose the delivery team and options. Is everything correct? If no, they can redo everything. If yes, they can proceed to checkout and delivery. From here, the pages will automatically redirect to the order progress pages, and auto update and notification is enabled for customers whether every time the order is updated by the sellers and the delivery system. Then until they receive their order and update the status, then this whole process will end. Now we're back to this reviewing system module. After they receive their items, they can select back the items and choose the three options to do the reviews. The first one is to take photos or videos. If they choose to take it, then they can access their camera and take it, and it will automatically upload to our system. Then they can choose whether to rate with the stars rating system. If they choose to, they can click the number of stars to rate, and in the end, it will translate it into marks, into points out of 10s. And lastly, do they want to post any comments? If yes, they can write comments and post it. After the system verification, their comment can be seen on the items page. And lastly, proceed. And they can end this whole process. I'm sorry, there shouldn't be any linking back to delivery and shipping module. After all of these things is done, if everything is done, if the customer choose to review back their old post or their previous orders, they can access the order history in their profile pages. They will first see the full list of past order and have the power to navigate through the history pages. To see the orders in details, they can see it. They can click on the items and see what they have ordered and how much the money is and all the things. They can see all the details. If they want to find back the items, they can click the item name and it will redirect them back to the item details page, and they can continue this process and such. If they choose to see other orders, it will link them back to the full list of the past order list. If no, they can continue to the end. Now we have come to the admin roles. This is the role of each module that the admin can access. Administrators can access. First one is the potential buyers module. This one includes the modules of the customers or the users, their user profile management, their order history, and also the item cards. They first log in as an admin and access the main menu of administrations. Here they can choose the options to go to different modules for admin. For now, they choose to go for potential buyers module. They can select. They first select a user badge and see. Normally, this is done by AI, like set system user ID, update the users updates detail changes from users when they edit everything. They can also see process orders of the users and such. All of this is done by AI. But there's one thing here that's not done by AI and must be set manually, which is hide and delete record of past orders like that. This requires special registration to the admin and must have a proper reasoning for that to be done. They can see the admins here can see the item cards and update to the payment needs once they are selected. But most of these are done by our system AI. Then after all of these things is done, they will save 2 times. The first time is saving the editing. So if they are locked out from the system due to accident editing, these things will not be applied to the system, but they won't need to retype everything or redo every settings. If there's anything else, they can go back to the module and do every other things. If no, they can save the changes and apply them into the system. This process ends. Now, announcement and advertisement modules. This is the admin part, which will allow admins to change, to put up announcements, ads, and promotions. Again, announcements and ads will select a batch users that are linked to this, and the admins must manually design the announcements and ads and link them to related items, while the promotion themselves will select admin will select the items, design the promotions to it, and then lastly link them to the users that have interest in these items. Normally, the select batch user sites are normally done by the system AI, though everything that's related to design and linking to items must be done by manually by administrators. Again, they can, after all of this thing is done, they will save changes and apply it into the system and end. Now, product and categorization module. This is the admin part, which have three functions: add new product, edit existing products, and remove items. The admin, when they are adding a new product, they will add a new product. They will first set the categories, then only complete every item's details. The next part, when adding existing products, they must first select items to be edited and complete editing on them. Then they will save it, and lastly remove item, which they first select items to be deleted and use our buttons to just delete it. But before one can really delete it from the confirmation, they can done the deletion. And before they save everything and publish the products, the section edit savings can be reversed, so they wouldn't be worried about anything like accidentally deletion and such. Now, after all the editing is done, they can save all the changes and publish the products. And end of this process. This is the payment module admin, which admin can see a few things, but this process can be fully managed by the system AI. What they do in the payment options, they will check the user's payment method and link them to respective pages, and once they complete the payment, they will show the invoice and bill. In the delivery management, it checks the AI will check the delivery options and send notifications to sellers. So the sellers and also the delivery team, so they can link up, they can stay connected with the delivery team. And once the customer has received the status and updated the status, it will update the status into the system. Lastly is the status update. This one is linked to the order progress, which before the customer receive their product, they can check the order status, and the sellers and delivery service will update the product. They will update the status of the products every steps, and all this update will be informed to our system and to the customers. Again, after all of these things is done, it will automatically save by the AI and such. And lastly, this is the review system module. Because the possibilities of bad words and inappropriate comments, pictures and such, our AI system here is much more advanced, so they can check the uploaded videos, photos, and posted comments and check for any things. If they are valid, then they only post it to the item pages. Then there's the rated systems, the rating star systems. They will see how many stars each user give, and they will get the rating in numerical values out of 10. and calculate the average rating and post it to the item pages. So this part is the end of our system module part. I will pass my baton to my team members. Thank you.
So now I will going to explain our e-commerce websites that provide the customer could order the foods on the following websites, and then we can see that they are the homepage of our e-commerce websites, and then with the logo, and then with the slogan and some notification to here to show to the customer. And then this now is the following the module. This area module is the announcement or the advertisement. This is the following is the slogan or the food shop that cooperated with our website that provide food to the use to the customer. And then this three is the announcement for the customer to know that the following of the promotion that are provided currently, so can attract the customer to buy to order foods from us. And the next is the special food section. Under this module, will display some of the foods or drinks that are according to the customer previous like the customer order history and the location. So we can recommend some foods for the customer. And then we go to the product section. Here is the product section. Here it will display all the following of the food that provided for our e-commerce websites. And beside that we have the search bar to search about the something. Like for example, we search about the burger. And then now we can enter the burger already. The burger food with the price, and then we can choose the quantity. After choose the quantity, we can add into the can. So now we can see that there are three quantity of the burger has added to our can. And this one is the category of the following foods. And then this is the description of the food. And then these are the related products that related to the following food, which is the fast food. And then here is the review or the comment that provided from for the user, for the customer. For example, we here can choose the 5-star ranking and choose some comment, nice, please. And then we copy this. Now we can see that they have the one ranking and the comment about this product. So we go back to the product section. And beside that, the left hand side have the ranking score that best sell of our food will be recommended to the customer. And then these are the category of the food they are provided. And then the user can based on it to buy the food product that there is one to order. And then they have the filter of the pie. You can choose between 10, between 30 or 10 between 20. So we can easily to buy the food that the customer want. So next is the account. So under the account section, we have this is the account section. We will have the order of the customer that buy before. For example, here the customer have buy two things before, and then the schedule is so here. Then we can view something, the price is here, and then the history of the order is all displayed here for easy for the customer for the buy of do something essence. And then we go to the address section. These are the default address that we are going to delivery or shipping to, so we can edit it. To do some changing to change that our following according to our following address, so that we can send it correctly. Then we save it. So we have changed the address to delivery or shipping and the building address. So next is the account detail. About the account detail, we'll show our profile, the name, first name, last name, display name, and the email address. And we can change the password for our account. Then we can save the change to allow the customer to manage their profile. And these are the logout for the customer that they want to log out our website. Next is the can. So we place the icon can here. And then under the can section, we can see that they have the burger in the can that we had before. And then below that, we can include some coupon here to get some discount. And if the coupon is correct, it will show some discount and of the price for it. And after that, we can total up all the can we choose the shipping. For here, we can choose the flat rate. We can choose it delivery directly to our address of the we just pick up ourselves. In this case, we choose the delivery to our address. And then if the address is wrong or we have some changing for our address, we can paste the change address here, and then this will show the total price of the order. Then we proceed to checkout. So now under the checkout, we will see our first name, second name, and then all about the detail of our customer detail for the building. And see here, we can see our order detail. The sub order is 84, which is the burger price with the 3 quantity, and then the shipping fee is 5 ringgit. And if we choose the local pickup, we will not charge of the shipping fee, so we will become 84. In this case, we are choosing the delivery service, which is charged 5 ringgit. And then now we can choose the payment, which is between payment will have the directly bank transfer to our website or cash on the delivery. If the user is one who choose the shipping directly to the address, we can choose the cash on the delivery, then we pay when the food is sent to our address, and then we'll pay it online, and then after that we proceed. So in this case, we choose that it cash is using the payment of cash on delivery. So after we pay it, the order will be added and received by the admin. And then these are the order number, the date, the email, the total price, and then the payment method, and then all the other order detail. So that's all for the front end of our web application, our website. So we go to the administration account section. So in here we can under the admin account we can choose the edit the page. The page have how many pages in our commercial website. We can do some edit or add or create or delete. And this one is the new pages. And then we can edit the new page and do something decoration for the new page of our publish through our e-commerce website. So in this way we can do it. So next under the admin account we can see the comment from the customer that land in our product, our food product, and then you can see that the comment is very nice. And then is respond to the following of the product, if it's the burger, and then the submit there. And then we can all see the comment here. So when we have once the customer have made the order, we can receive the notification here under the admin account. We can see the order is updated here. So we can see that the order, and then we can see that the following order is here, and then we can see that the date that order they made, and then the status of the process of the order is processing. It means the order is processing, and then the food is under the delivery customer. And then under the section of the customer, we can view the following customer that are registered to our e-commerce website. We can manage the data and then get more information about it. For example, we have one customer is registered to our website, and then the following detail is all displayed here. You can see the all detail of the customer that registered to our system. So next is about the product. So under the administration admin account, we can add the product. We can edit the product. We can delete the product or preview the product display. And here, for example, we want to edit the name or consumer or category or in-stock or out of stock, something that, and then choose the category according to the food product. Okay. And then when we want to add a new product, go to the add new. So here we can improve the product name, and then show some display, and then import some picture of the, and then set the price, set the sale price, and do some description for the product, and then choose the and upload the product image. After all, we can copy it for the e-commerce website. So here we can edit or add or delete the website. We can manage the you can manage the website category. And here we can see that there are some category here. So we can add or delete or edit some. So so next we will talk about the coupon. Then about the coupon, we can create a coupon that provided to the customer. That the customer can apply can apply it when they get some account when order from us. So that is the user section. Here you can see that all the user in the e-commerce website. Inside we can see that the role of the user is also include the customer and the administrator, and all the users are recorded in this user list. And now, for example, the admin want to add some new user, we can do it here. Having the name, email, first name, last name, and then create and impose the password and then confirm the password and then send it. And then we can set the user as the admin or the author of the subscriber of the customer based on the user that we input. So we see that's all for me.
Good morning to the doctor and fellow friends. Today I want to talk about the security implementation. The first one is the authentication method. The second one is the data encryption method. And the third one is the SSL certificate method. Okay, for the authentication method, authentication is the process of allowing the users to identify who can gain access to the company as facility or the computer network. The process is extremely important to help prevent the unauthorized access, which can lead to the catastrophe and data breach. The common authentication method is the password authentication, physiology biometric authentication, multi-factor authentication, and the last one is the transaction authentication. The second method is the data encryption method. The data encryption is a security method where the information is encoded and can only be accessed or decrypted by the users with the correct encryption key. The encrypted data, also known as a crypted text, appearing scribble or unreadable to a person of entity accessing without the permission. The user's cases of the encryption is the online payment, database, and the email. The online payment, the PCI DAS standard maintenance payment card data is stored as well as the in-transit form to be encrypted using the algorithm such as AES 256. The database. Encrypting the database helps to restrict the extra hacker as well as the insider from seeing specific organization data. Transparent database encryption (TDE) is a popular database encryption technology to help to encrypt all the data at rest as one go. The email encryption helps to protect sensitive information sent through email channel. The public key encryption method along with digital certificate are usually the method used for the securing email communication. And the last one method is the SSL certificate method. SSL stands for the Secure Circuit Layer, and in the short, it is the standard technology for keeping an internet connection secure for the safeguarding any sensitive data that is being sent between the two systems. It can preventing the criminal from reading and modifying any information transfer, including the potential personal details. The two systems can be server and a client, for example, a shopping website and browser, or a server to a server, for example, an application with the personal information of payroll information. Okay, that's all for my part. I will pass to the Yong to make conclusion. Thank you.
Now I will be presenting about our conclusion. So as a conclusion from this project, that we have covered all the important points in designing and developing of our system. From what we have learned, when we are implementing and doing our system, that we realize that user experience and security are a new trend and important features that in web application to be a good app. Good user experience will ensure users get the most out of the application with the lowest level of inconvenience and difficulties. This will ensure the user are satisfied with our system and come back for more. Security, on the other hand, will ensure users' safety and privacy to be protected when they are using our app. So there's a future recommendation for ourselves that because we are a new company, we need more experience to develop a better application. Thus, we must always does more researching and surveys and continue update ourselves with the latest trend of this world. So this is the end of our slides, our presentations. Thank you.